I think with the big banks, we just felt we were nothing. Like we're just a small little enterprise.
They would go away and say, look, you don't fit into the structure, therefore we're not going to do it. And the frustration of that was never ending. It is demoralising.
We got to a stage that we felt that they were the ones that had the ownership of our business.
The rigmarole that we've gone through has been 3 to 6 months of waiting, supplying all the information. It's frustrating.
The 4 banks just want everything, and it's sort of like, oh my God, like this is just full on and really scary.
The big 4 banks haven't supported us, and it's important for me to then say, well, here's how you do it. Judo Bank was the key.
We know that every small business customer is different, every small business has a unique story to tell, and we think every business owner has the right to tell that story to someone who's empowered to make a decision.
What struck me straight away was just the excitement that he had for what he was building here, the knowledge that he had of his industry and how long he'd been in it. There wasn't much that he wouldn't have known. The opportunity, I think, was really going to get him back in front of his customers and doing what he wanted to be doing and not sort of keep him tied behind a desk.
They are a very well-known hospitality family in Melbourne, and here was an opportunity to help them further build upon that excellent reputation that they already have.
When I first met Dwight and Christian, what first came across to me was their passion for real estate. In addition to that, the passion for their customers really shone and came across to me. So that philosophy translates to their relationship with judo as well.
They were excited to be involved in the project. They wanted the project to take off, and it just wasn't for them another signature and another loan that, yep, there we go, added to the books.
They understood our business, they understood what our service industry is all about. They believed in us as a company and as individuals.
They sat down with us and they said, hey, we're a little bit different and we're going to approach this a little bit differently. And the refreshing way that they approached that just made all the difference. Finally, we had confidence that at least we were being listened to.
What we liked about Judo Bank when we were introduced to them, the banker himself had an understanding of how our business, our needs, and he had a passion about our vision. He was prepared to support that.
The relationship banking model, it's what most bankers try to deliver at the other banks, but they can't. Prior employer that I was with, I was always trying to get out in front of clients more and more, but the old systems that you'd have to deal with, the boxes that you'd have to tick, was just way too cumbersome. So you spend more time doing business with yourself than you did out with your customers.
Four Cs is core to our banking philosophy. Character, which is the most important element in our opinion. Capacity, so the customer's ability to repay their debt. Capital, how much capital have they been able to build into their business over time. And collateral, which has probably become the only C in the rest of the industry. We take a holistic view of the customer position and we understand how the 4 Cs interact and work together to paint a fuller picture than security-obsessed nature of the rest of the industry.
4 Cs, they are the foundation of judo's risk assessment process. Character being the most important one. Having a good track record, having a proven business model, for example, says a lot about a client's capability and character in how they go about running that business.
A banker at a major bank would have upward of 20 systems just to enable them to do their job properly. They're legacy systems that have all been duct taped together. Judo is born in the cloud, and from a banker point of view, they only need to be familiar with one system. And it means that from a banker experience and from a customer experience, we have the very best of today's technology that's enabling both that banker and customer experience.
Definitely the data that we've got available at our fingertips and how quick and easy it's going to make things to put together for our clients, that's where they'll start to see the results. So it's a really good platform that's going to enable us to do things quickly and efficiently and get it right.
Encino really empowers bankers to maintain those existing customers in a core system and maintain ongoing regulatory requirements, annual reviews, customer extensions and customer increases. And that system enables bankers to manage that effectively in-house and then empower them to go out and do what they do best, and that's maintain that relationship focus and be in front of customers.
Brokers are critical to the success of Judo Bank. The role of the broker in being able to genuinely understand the customer's need, who are just as passionate about customer relationships as we are, is a really critical function.
The majority of the relationships that you have in some of the traditional sort of lenders is a lot of policy quoting. This is the requirement that we need. You're almost forced to sort of backfill what the bank wants rather than this is what the clients need. Can we make it work amongst our policies? And so that's why it works so well with Judo. Sometimes a broker is excluded from the relationship between a client and the bank. To be included as a valued partner within that sort of triangle, it actually makes it a much stronger bond between the three of us, because if there's some confusion or if there's an application going forward, we're all in the loop. It's definitely a powerful tool to make sure that clients are happy with the relationship, but it also continues to grow and develop and stay strong.
Our employee value proposition really focuses on trusting our bankers, ensuring that we invest in their development from a technical viewpoint, but also letting them do the thing that they love, which is spending time out in the market.
Working at Judo is the best job I've ever had, and that comes down to the people that I work with, the empowerment and autonomy that the Judo management team give me, and also all of the customers that support us.
Judo is just a far more flexible environment. It's one of empowerment and one where you can get out in front of your customers and do what you want to be doing as a business banker, which is see them and help fund their growth.
We wouldn't have been able to do this without Judo, and the relationship throughout was just fabulous.
The experience has been fantastic dealing with Judo. Started with 12 people, and in the last 2.5 years we've grown to 25 people. So our business has grown because of them.
What you see behind me today really wouldn't exist without Judo. So when I think about how we take our business forward, how this industry flourishes both in the Victorian economy and then more broadly in the Australian economy, that will not happen without Judo sitting beside us.
Without having successful SME businesses, there is no strong economy. And so it is important that we help clients be successful.
I can only see this going from strength to strength, with more people starting to realise that we are the bank for small to medium enterprise businesses.
The opportunity for Judo is immense. We've tapped into a vein of demand. The amount of customers that are frustrated with what has been the establishment offering is far more significant than what even we originally had anticipated.
A small to medium enterprise bank that gives that support, that gives that understanding, that gives the personal relationship is just so required.
How do we get to a point in this country where we can change the future? Judo Bank is the key.